Welcome to a nourishing midweek lunch hour conversation with Spokane's newsmakers, thought leaders, and popular entertainers. Spokane Talks Live is brought to you by our friends at Homes for You and Breakthrough Incorporated. Welcome to Spokane Talks Live. Welcome to Spokane Talks Live. It's the last day of February. That means March tomorrow. But a lot of folks have weddings and things tomorrow on the 29th and 30th, so attend those if you can. We've got a very interesting program today, some great people coming in. First is Dean Draper with the Spokane Police Department. We're going to talk about some safety issues, and I think we're all going to learn something. Pam Lund, who is the current executive director of the Girl Scouts here in town, I invited her on a few weeks ago. She had to postpone until now, and I found out since then that she's retiring. So we'll see what happens there. And then Stephanie Cates, who is the local GOP chair, and Jennifer Thomas, who is the Lincoln Day dinner chair, are going to be here, and we are going to exclusively announce the two wonderful speakers that are coming to town on June 2nd. And then we have Miranda Reed, who has been the top seller of candy and cookies and you name it at Girl Scouts. We'll be back on Spokane Talks Live.
For the Inland Northwest's most comprehensive sports report, think outside the porch with spokesman.com. For just 99 cents for the first month, you'll enjoy unlimited digital access to the news and sports news that affect you most. From EWU to WSU, from Northwest Preps all the way to the Seahawks, we're the local authority that makes sports in the Inland Northwest different than the rest, better than the rest. On your phone, on your desktop, and on your tablet. Subscribe to the digital experience with spokesman.com.
See you tomorrow night, and thanks again for taking care of the painting.
I got this.
Bye.
Weekends are made for painting. Let the experts at Rada Paint take care of you.
Hi. This looks amazing.
Rada Paint, over 80 years of quality, tradition, and trust. Find it in every can.
Welcome back to Spokane Talks Live. We're going to start off the program and talk about safety, and Dean Draper from the Spokane Police Department is here. And first of all, we were chatting before we started. You went locally to Whitworth College, University, I guess it's called now, right?
I did. It was Whitworth College back then.
And you married a Spokane girl.
Yes, I did.
Yes, and you grew up in Northern California. Now, those of us who lived in Southern California, you guys were like, extreme crazy people up there. Were you?
No, pretty tame, pretty mild guy.
Now, you entered Whitworth with the idea that you were going to be a teacher.
Right. So I have a bachelor's degree in history education, and I was going to be a teacher.
Okay, and what happened along the way?
Somewhere along the way, I just decided that law enforcement was my calling.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah.
Speaking of law enforcement and safety, we received a news release a week or so ago talking about, we're theoretically getting back into spring, although we may get some snow here. Who knows? I haven't looked outside. Is it snowing out there right now?
It wasn't yet.
Okay, yet. Okay, key word. We're getting into spring where we have more traffic and people are moving around, and there are a couple safety tips that the Spokane Police Department and other law enforcement want to talk about, and one is stay out of the no zones. What is that?
So I actually did some research on the no zones. I don't know where the terminology comes from to try to explain that.
And that's a no zone, not a nose zone.
But
right?
basically, I do like the phrase because, frankly, it's the first time I heard it was when our department put out that media release regarding commercial motor vehicles.
Okay.
So commercial motor vehicles, semi-trucks, and other large vehicles that have enormous blind spots.
Yes.
All of these vehicles take so much more room to turn, maneuver, change lanes, and everything else. So to not sit in a blind spot or along the side of a commercial motor vehicle, a semi-truck or a bus or other large box van or whatnot, it's just for your safety.
Yeah, and these drivers are expert drivers, unless some of them are driving under the railroad tracks in downtown Spokane. But for the most part, we kind of expect that they have a commercial license and everything else.
Yeah.
But the fact is, they don't see as well as we do in our cars, do they?
They don't, and they maneuver so much slower.
Yeah.
I think that's the key piece. Is my little Honda Civic can sure whip in and out of a lane fast, and all of a sudden end up in an area that the driver, and like you mentioned, these are professional drivers that are good at what they do.
Yeah.
99% of these folks are fantastic drivers, and they're very courtesy-oriented drivers on top of it.
Right.
And so to give them the extra space, especially when they're turning. So the no zones really refer to staying along the side of a vehicle, right or left side, and kind of hanging out there.
Yeah. And they're going slower, kind of allows all of us who are maybe a little more anxious to kind of pull in there and think we can get through, right?
That's what ends up happening. And Kent, I think you touched on the patience piece.
Yeah.
It won't take you long to get around them and maneuver around them because they are slower starting. They are slower generally because they hold to the speed limit pretty well.
I won't ask you how many of these you visit on a yearly basis, but my guess is you come across a few, don't you?
The collisions?
Yeah.
Yes, they happen all the time.
Yeah.
And it's almost always going to be the car's fault.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, don't cut it close. What do we mean by that?
So we're referring to there when you're changing lanes in front of a commercial motor vehicle.
Yeah.
So I like to follow by the lug nut rule. Have you heard of that, Kent?
Okay, I've never heard this.
If the vehicle around you has more lug nuts than you, it's going to win in the collision. It weighs more.
I love it.
So
I love it.
If I'm back to my little Honda Civic analogy,
Yeah.
and I've got 4 lug nuts, and I'm going to what I really want to cut off a truck that has 10 on the front steer tire alone.
Yeah.
So these trucks just need so much more time to stop.
Yeah.
They're heavy.
Yeah.
Their brakes are efficient. They work wonderful, but they need more space.
Yes. Yeah.
And so when you're moving in front of, don't cut it close. When
Yeah.
you're moving in front of any vehicle, for the standard automobile, you've got 3 mirrors.
Yeah.
That's become the norm. One on the driver's side, one in the center on the rear view mirror attached to the windshield, and one on the passenger side door. So you should always see things leave one view of your field of view to the next. So for example, you should see something leave your driver's mirror.
Where's it going?
And it should show up in your rear view mirror.
Yeah.
And when you continue on, it should then show up, when it leaves the rear view mirror, show up in the passenger side
How
mirror.
much do you drive by your mirrors?
I drive by my mirrors because of the types of vehicles I drive,
Okay.
with obstruction to the rear, whether it be a pickup with a canopy, my personal vehicle,
Okay.
or whether it be I drive a Chevy Tahoe for work, and it's
Okay.
obstructed by equipment and lighting.
Yeah.
So I use my mirrors almost exclusively, much like a commercial motor vehicle would.
I learned back when I was a young kid, probably early 20s, when I was a YMCA director in LA, and we would drive the buses full of kids. And there's no looking out, really, the back mirror.
Right.
There are a few legs and other things in the way. And so you learn to depend on those mirrors. And it drives my wife crazy because she thinks I should always turn. And I usually know where everybody is. You just learn from doing something like that. And so if we need to practice that, of knowing what's out there and who could get you.
Well, in defensive driving, the students
Yeah.
that are going through, the 15-year-olds that are going through driver's education are learning to check their mirrors every 3 to 5 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
And so every 3 to 5 seconds is a lot of checking. But if you actually put some thought to it for a while, you'd realize that if you're already a pretty aware driver, you're doing that a lot anyway.
Yeah, because not all of the frightening things come from front. I mean, like going through intersections and everything else, just because you've got the green light or just because you've made the stop doesn't mean the other person is going to. And I see these folks going through the lights and so forth, and I'm going, oh my gosh, where was the other driver in anticipating that might happen? And I think that's part of that defensive driving that you talked
Absolutely
about.
is.
Stay back. You mean we shouldn't ride their rear end?
Right. So you'll see mud flaps or stickers that read, if you can't see the driver in their mirror, they can't see you. And so, offsetting your vehicle position in your lane a little bit allows the driver in front of you of a larger vehicle to see where you're at.
Yeah.
So simply running a little bit to the left or to the right so that another vehicle can see you, which is good safety practice anyway, because then you can see beyond the vehicle in front of you.
Yeah. And then anticipate wide turns. You mean these big trucks have a wide turn?
It is the probably most common collision
Yeah.
for a commercial motor vehicle, for a semi-truck driver to be the at-fault driver in, and it's probably the most common collision with cars. So we have mini roadways where they're 2-lane or more, and a commercial motor vehicle's making a right turn. They start in the right lane, they end up in the left lane to make their turn wide enough for their trailer to make it around the intersection.
Yeah, and I don't know how many times I've come up to on Bernard, getting up to 29th and see the bus coming, and I will stop early from that left turn lane, anticipating, thinking, I've been there before and driving a bus. I know what it's like. Yeah, they can make the turn, but it's much easier if I've given them some room.
Absolutely.
And the fact is, our need to hurry could cause the accident, which only means we're going to be late because we have paperwork. You're going to supply us with paperwork, aren't you?
Yeah, and you're going to be there for a little while, especially if you're waiting for a tow truck. So
yeah, not to mention the insurance costs and everything else.
Yeah.
Dean, thank you very much. Good information, especially as we start to move to summer. And, of course, that's assuming that some of the roads are actually open this summer. I mean, we have the 2 seasons, snow, we're moving into construction season, which is always fun. But necessary if we're going to have a growing Spokane and have safe roads and so forth. So thank you for coming in.
My pleasure.
All right.
Thanks for having us on.
All right. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Pam Lund from the Girl Scouts right after this.
Welcome to Tom Sawyer Country Coffee.
Tom Sawyer Country Coffee only roasts the finest organic coffee for our signature blends. Enjoy a cup at our coffee shop and local businesses and organizations across the region.
I'm Tom Sawyer, and we choose the Pacific Northwest.
Last year alone, Avista customers saved over 53 million kilowatt hours of energy, enough to power more than 4,000 homes for an entire year. Way to save, everyone. Way to save. Find your way to save at avistautilities.com.
What? You haven't been to the library lately? Stop in today and see that the library is more than books. Spokane County Library District facilities feature on-site technology, including Wi-Fi, computers, and printers, as well as free use of meeting rooms. The Library District offers events and programs for all ages, from story times to career development and employer classes to Social Security workshops. Our staff is well trained and happy to help. Find out more about your library at scld.org. Welcome back to Spokane Talks Live, and right now we have Pam Lund. And Pam, when I invited you in, is my microphone on? I'm not sure my microphone is even on. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I'll talk loud. When I invited you on a few weeks ago, you said, yes, I'll be there on the 28th. And in the meantime, I read on Facebook and other places that somebody is retiring. And I only know that because another friend of mine is going to take your spot there.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, Brian Newberry. And so what is going on, girl? Huh?
Well, you know, I've given 11 wonderful years to the Girl Scouts, and I every moment has been precious to me. Yeah. And it's just time for someone else to take the helm, and we feel that Brian is the best person to do that. And I've built a lot there, and it's hard to let go of something you've built.
It
yes.
is when you've had a chance to really build something. You came on board when things were changing, and you built things up, and so forth. And are you walking away with your head held high and feeling like you've accomplished a lot? Because you should be if you aren't.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's really, I found it as a retired person, and you can see how that's working, that's important, that we can look back and go, I helped do that.
Yeah.
You know? And so, all right, so tell me now, when do you leave officially?
Officially, it'll be April 30th.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so Brian comes in at that time?
Yes.
Okay. So what are you going to do?
That's the question everyone asks.
Yeah. Well, I want an answer.
It's a really frustrating question because the reality is I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it as a time of life to just kind of reinvent myself to the
Yeah.
next chapter in my life.
Okay.
I've had a fabulous career and
Yeah.
done a lot of different things, and I'm just excited to see what comes next.
Talk about some of the other things, because I know you mostly as the Girl Scouts executive director here, but you've done some other things around town, haven't you?
Yes, prior to coming to Girl Scouts, I worked for the state of Washington under Christine Gregoire and Gary Locke at the Workforce Training Education Department, which was a fabulous 5 years, in terms of writing policy and changing workforce development.
And getting jobs for people.
Another great one that a lot of people know me for was I worked at the Northwest Food Processors Association.
Oh, okay.
And representing a trade association to basically build their image and raise money to support workforce training. I kind of had the title of the workforce queen.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I've got to ask the question, and maybe you feel freer to say this now that you're exiting, and you know where I'm going. I understand and have read somewhere that Boy Scouts are letting girls in. How does that hit you?
You know, if you look at the market share
Yes.
for both our organizations, just here in Spokane, it's under 10%. So here's the deal. If you look at our census in terms of the number of boys and girls who really should be having the experience of Boy Scouting and Girl Scouting, we have absolutely no reason to compete.
Yeah.
We really
There are
need
plenty of
to get out there
opportunities,
and
aren't
bring
there?
those in there. We have always been a partner with Boy Scouts. I work with 3 different Boy Scout councils
Right.
across the way, and I truly believe it's going to come down to the parents.
Yeah.
And talking to their children about what kind of experience that they want. And the other thing is, girls can be both a Boy Scout and a Girl Scout.
Right.
A lot of times, girls will come to our summer camp, and they don't have to be a Girl Scout to do that. So they can have the Girl Scout experience, and so we expect that some girls will do both.
Yeah, and I'll have to tell you, I mentioned earlier with our earlier guest that my background in the YMCA work and so forth. Camping is such a wonderful opportunity for boys and girls to experience the camaraderie and the friendship and the skills that they make. And oftentimes, they might be pigeonholed as one kind of a girl or boy at school, but they get to be something a little different at camp. And I love the camping experience, and you've got a great camp and all that. In fact, during your tenure, some major improvements.
Absolutely.
Talk about a couple of those out there, because really looks nice.
Gosh. Well, I have to mention my partners in crime on this, and that is Ed and Beatrice Schweitzer from Pullman. I mean, they really came to the table as my partner to take a look at that property and look at it as an asset into the future.
Yeah.
And so we built a new lodge, which is about 11,000 square feet. And we improved the infrastructure, roads, variety of things like that. And we just finished an amphitheater.
Wow.
That has the best view of Lake Coeur d'Alene from anywhere, I'm sure.
I haven't seen that, have I?
No, you have not.
Okay. Well, maybe I can talk Brian into taking me out or something like that after the snow has gone away, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a beautiful camp.
Yes, it is.
Just really is a beautiful camp. And the Girl Scouts have done all kinds of things, a women's weekend in the fall. I mean, it's more than just the kids coming in and the experience of being a junior counselor and all that, which I think are absolutely tremendous opportunities to gain some leadership and try out some things, how fun. I'll have to tell you, later in this program, we pre-recorded yesterday because of her schedule, something about going to school. I just don't understand.
Funny thing.
Yeah, but Miranda Reed, you've heard of her, right?
Oh, yes.
Talk about a spokesperson for achievement and giving back. She is just absolutely incredible. I sent her mom a note this morning and said, you and Kurt should be so proud, because Mom and Dad talked her into doing Girl Scouts, and she told it yesterday. I went, and then it's just taken over my life. She just loves it. She's helped start troops or whatever the terminology is and all of that. Are you just maybe a little proud of her?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But, I'm proud of all our girls.
Yeah.
We have many, many Girl Scout, Gold Award Girl Scouts, and Miranda is one of those.
Yes.
And they are going to be our future leaders.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Is it cookie sale coming up or something?
Cookie sale's going on right now.
Yeah, I know. Miranda told me all about it yesterday, which will be in the last segment today. And by the way, she, of course, left us an order form.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I brought some to leave for your staff.
Oh, okay, for the staff, yeah.
For promotional reasons.
Kent's already had too many.
Yes, okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Pam, the best to you and whatever it is you do, and keep in touch, will you? Because you're a great contributor to our community.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. We'll take a quick break, and we've got something big coming up next. We've got Stephanie Cates and Jennifer Thomas, and they're going to announce here exclusively who the GOP Lincoln Day dinner speakers are next.
Is your child having trouble coping with a personal disability, but don't know where to go? Consider our friends at Breakthrough Incorporated. Breakthrough takes great pride in mentoring their DDA clients who have intellectual disabilities and their BRS clients who have challenging behaviors toward the creation of safe, appropriate, ethically sound life goals. They integrate programs at school and home to enrich their lives. They work hard to make a positive difference in you and your family's lives. Breakthrough provides a highly structured, fully staffed residential setting in local neighborhoods, 6 in Spokane and 2 in the Tri-Cities. Diagnoses affect people differently, so their service to each resident is unique, giving them the opportunity to grow and evolve. For more information on Breakthrough, visit their website at breakthroughincorporated.org.
Welcome back to Spokane Talks Live. Now, I've waited for a week to do this, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we got the opportunity, Stephanie Cates and Jennifer Thomas, thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having us.
You wore red. You wore partial red.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the little dots on there or whatever it is, it's red, but it kind of looks pink from here. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so you're not totally into it, but yeah, I'm giving you a bad time. Two of my favorite ladies, and good things are happening. Let's first of all talk about the Spokane GOP. How are things going?
Things are going well. Of course, this is going to be a big election year. We've got a lot of county races, legislative races, and of course, Congress.
Yeah.
So we are gearing up for to be mobilized and get boots on the ground and everything else. We're going to have a conference in April to get people trained to help with the elections and campaigns. So yeah, we're excited.
Why is it when I have the two of you on that I feel like you don't have to wear silly little hats or something to be empowered?
That's totally true. Yeah. I mean, true
think
empowerment is coming from this economy. The Trump economy is empowering women. Women, we have more money in our paychecks. Women business owners have more to invest in their business. They're saving on their taxes. So, yeah, we don't need to march in the streets and wear pink hats to show that we are empowered women. All we have to do is look at our paychecks.
Yes. Well, and more than that, the leadership positions of running businesses and being on various organizations and heading up Lincoln Day, right?
Yeah.
I got to ask you, Jennifer, when she asked you, was it a quick yes or did she have to twist your arm?
Well, last year I chaired Lincoln Day also.
And
this year...
We're a good team.
You did so well.
Yes.
Yeah, failure sometimes can help you get out of things.
When you do it well, then people want to appoint you for life.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Yeah. Well, I'm excited. Let's talk about what's coming.
Yes.
And Jennifer, who's going to do the? You're gonna start.
Yeah,
okay,
I'll go first. So, and just to clarify for your viewers, Lincoln Day is our big fundraiser of the year. We celebrate
named after a president or something.
Yeah, we celebrate the founder of the Republican Party.
Good.
And so it's our big dinner, and we are having ours in June this year, June 2nd. So the first Saturday in June.
Saturday.
And in recent years, we've had Colonel Alan West. We had Dinesh D'Souza. Last year, we had Tommy Lahren.
Yes.
And this year we have not one, but two speakers.
Yeah, when we were talking as you came in, you've been talking about the speaker, and Kent's been tweeting out and Facebooking out the speakers. So did we confuse everybody?
Oh, maybe you stole a little thunder, but that's okay. That's okay. We've got the big announcement.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the first
Yeah.
Speaker. And maybe what we ought to do is let's play the video.
Okay.
Because she sent us the video. So let's go to
Yes.
that right now.
Okay.
Hello, it's Dean Draper. I am really looking forward to joining you, the Spokane County Republican Party, for your annual 2018 Lincoln Day dinner on June the 2nd. And I am really excited to be able to talk about my personal story, my background, how I ended up on the front lines of liberty. And I'm also going to talk to you about what you can do to play a role to reignite liberty in our country. So I'm looking forward to seeing you, and I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you, and take care.
Okay, so wow.
Yeah.
That was my first reaction when you told me who was coming. We'll get to the second person next, but tell me about her. My wife and I love her. We watch Fox a lot. I know that comes as a surprise to all my liberal friends. But she just is so smart, so articulate, a great writer.
Yeah. Dean Draper is a Fox News contributor, and she's also on Conservative Review Television, which is Mark Levin's new project.
Oh, okay.
She's got a program called Here's the Deal.
Okay.
And she's written a book called Blacklash, how the left keeps Americans and blacks on the plantation.
Yes.
You know, talking about, comparing big government to slavery.
Yeah.
So she is a rising star. She's been at CPAC. CPAC was last week, of course. She's a really great up and coming TV personality, and we're excited to meet her and have her here
I was
in Spokane.
excited when I saw that because she is so articulate and just comes across as such a nice person and so anti-stereotype.
Yeah.
And honestly, my wife and I talk about this a lot. I'm so pleased to see minorities that are now stepping out and going, I've been held down.
Yeah.
The last few decades or more.
And we talk about Trump's economy. Black unemployment is an all-time low.
Yeah.
And
but he's still not my president.
Right, right. And Freedom Works had her do outreach to the black community as part of the Tea Party movement. So, she's really been, kind of pushing against that narrative that the left has been perpetuating for years.
Well, and you had Alan West here as a good example, and I heard nothing but great things about how well he was accepted and so forth.
Fantastic.
And so this is exciting, and we're going to do an interview with these two.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now let's roll who the next person is, okay? Everybody knows who this is.
Hi, I'm Jason Chaffetz, and Saturday, June 2nd, I look forward to being in Spokane talking to the Republican Party. I hope you can join us. I used to be in Congress. I used to be the chairman of the Oversight Committee, but we're going to talk about the American spirit and things that you need to know that are going to happen, I think, in the world of politics over the next 12 months or so. But it's going to be a good event. I look forward to seeing you there. Hope you can join us. And again, Saturday, June 2nd. Thank you.
Okay. Everybody knows him. Whether you watch Fox News or have just watched the elections or anything political, tell me about him. This is fun and exciting.
Yeah, so former Congressman Jason Chaffetz, contributor now on Fox News.
Yes.
I think what was most enticing for Stephanie and I when we were looking at speakers is because he was the chair of the Oversight Committee.
Yes.
And now he's not in Congress currently. He doesn't
He can
have,
speak out.
Yes. He can tell us the
real
facts.
story.
Yeah. Unfiltered. And so we are really excited to have him be in Spokane and get to share and create conversations that we can have.
And you were kind of saying during the break here a little bit that you've had some wonderful conversations with him too. He's excited about coming, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's really excited. Yeah. So having both of them come together, we had to talk to them and just say, are you willing to share the stage?
Yeah.
He knows that this is an important election cycle for the 5th Congressional, and he's like, I want to be there. I'm going to.
Was somebody running in the 5th Congressional?
Our beloved Congresswoman.
Yeah,
we are fully behind her.
Absolutely. And I took on the Lisa Brown campaign the other day on LinkedIn because I don't think LinkedIn is a place to do political stuff. I think it's a business place.
Right.
And I got a note back from Lisa, and I don't know if it's really her, probably isn't, because it said, I would love to be on one of your shoes. I think she meant shows.
Oh.
So I'm guessing it's probably an intern or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to criticize that too much because I've misspelled things on Facebook too and hit the wrong keys, and I don't usually go back and correct them. So I get that. But I saw another one. I'm sorry, but LinkedIn is a business-related social media, okay? And I think we ought to keep the politics out of there. Or watch out because I can bring some, you know?
But with two speakers,
Yes.
we want to let people know that Jennifer and I, we run a really tight event. This is going to be entertaining.
Okay.
It's going to be fast-moving. We're going to have some surprises.
Why would I
in
have
store.
guessed that it's going to be an entertaining event with you?
It's going to be fun and a chance to be with like-minded people
Yes.
and just really, support all of our candidates who are running this year
Yes.
and celebrate what it means to be Republican.
Yeah.
That we are the party that stands for a better quality of life for people with less government intrusion, less taxation in their lives.
Right. Jennifer, you have a little bit of a different background. You're a single mom, right? 3 girls, if I remember? 4, okay. Who's counting, right? No, they're keeping you. What is it? Why the Republican Party? Because you know where I'm going. So many single moms fall to the left because we want. Okay? So why didn't you take that route?
Well, quickly abbreviated, I realized very early on, actually even before I was divorced, that the liberal agenda does not encourage self-sustainability.
Okay.
And any person who has faced any kind of trauma or circumstances that
Poor me? Yeah.
where you're just like, this isn't how I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
Knows that you typically don't want to stay in that place for longer than you have to be there.
Right.
And so when you look to the government to get you through those times, they create an ease of staying down. And the Republican Party, like for me, it's more about conservative values.
Right.
Because I still am I think that we need to leave a planet that is thriving for our children.
Absolutely.
And I think that we need to focus on social issues.
Grandchildren for some of us, okay?
Yes. But at the same time, I need to have the freedom to create the life for my kids and myself that I dream of, and not that somebody else dictates to me of how it's going to look.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, because that you said it eloquently, beautifully. I think it's so important, and I think the Republican Party, there's all this talk out there that this is going to be the year, the traditional off-election year. I think that the nation is going to be really surprised. First of all, Trump's support right now and ratings are ahead of where Obama was this time in his presidency. My guess is those on the left never really expect. In fact, I think that's what's really irritating the heck out of them, is that he's doing so well and he's doing what he said. Okay, which is what we wanted. We wanted a thriving economy. We wanted all the other things, because with a thriving economy comes less dependence on government. People have jobs. They feel good about themselves and everything else. And so,
absolutely.
Yeah, congratulations to both of you for what you're doing. This is terrific. We're looking forward. Sulani will probably be there and doing the interview with these folks, and
fantastic.
might even catch you on a little video. I know you don't like to be in front of the camera, right? Stephanie, I love giving you a bad time.
Oh, I know.
Any last words?
Well, just that we encourage
Tickets. Where
everyone
can they get
to
tickets?
So SpokaneGOP.com,
Okay.
our website. Ticket sales will be live by the end of this week.
Okay.
People can also go to our Facebook page, Spokane GOP. Sign up on our website to receive our emails.
Okay.
So you can be notified as soon as those ticket sales go live. But we're very excited, and like I said, we have a fun evening in store, and we have a great time.
I've heard nothing but good things from last year. So congratulations. I won't give you credit, Stephanie, but congratulations.
It's very much so.
Yeah, it's great. No, it's wonderful. And here is a shining example of our future and what you're doing for our community. Yes, it's about national politics and everything else, but it's about our community when it comes down to it.
All politics are local.
Yeah, so thank you to both of you for, number one, for announcing it here, but for what you do for the GOP. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to then come back with Miranda Reed from the Girl Scouts, top seller, right after this.
They say it takes a community to raise a family. It also takes one to build a business. I came to Spokane 12 years ago as a Whitworth student, and I planned to leave after graduation. But the more I got to know this community, the more I wanted to become a part of it. My husband and I have built our business in Spokane, and now we're raising our family here too. We operate a consulting company that provides creative business development strategies. Our approach is holistic and dependent on intentional connections and relationships. And no one understands connections and relationships better than GSI. They direct momentum towards investments in our community, provide resources that help business leaders connect, and they're dedicated and passionate about making Spokane great. GSI gives me the confidence to build my business here because they believe every organization, even a small one like mine, adds big value to our community. With GSI's help, Spokane will be a place my son will want to build his career too. I'm Eva Marquette, owner of Freshview. We're creating something greater with Greater Spokane Incorporated.
Hi, this is Kurt Stockwell with Well Dressed Walrus. We are a local website design and development company here in Spokane. What we do is build beautiful, usable websites for local businesses. A website needs to be beautiful, it needs to be usable for your users, your customers, and yourself. Contact us anytime. We'd love to talk with you about your online marketing.
Welcome back to Spokane Talks Live, and I have one of my favorite guests here, Miranda Reed. How are you?
Pretty good today. Yeah.
You know, I feel very humble being here with you because you keep winning awards, okay? First of all, you were our January Youth Spotlight person, weren't you? And you got in the paper and a video and all of that. And congratulations, because your resume says all about you in terms of who you are as a person and what you do for the school and for Girl Scouts and everything else. You're quite a young lady, so congratulations on that. But the last few years, you've been involved with Girl Scouts, and again, you keep winning awards. Let's see. Last year, you were the top cookie salesperson, right?
Yes, okay. And broke the record.
And broke the record. Yes. Oh, of course. Why not? And then this fall, they do a candy sales to help with some of the funds and so forth. How did you do with that?
I was top seller for that as well.
Okay, this is a broken record. You realize that, right? Okay. Now you're coming on, and now is cookie time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and by the way, audience, she happens to have order forms. So Steve, you and I are stuck today. I think we're gonna, not a bad thing. Okay. You have diet cookies?
They
just
thin
eat
mints,
fewer.
Thin mints.
Thin mints.
Yes.
They make me thinner.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, let me ask you about Girl Scouts. Why Girl Scouts, and what have you learned from being in Girl Scouts?
Definitely, yeah. So Girl Scouts, I've been in Girl Scouts for 9 years now.
Okay.
And I said on one of my previous interviews, I just kind of joined it because my mom was like, here's Girl Scouts. And ever since then, I've really grown to like it.
Yeah.
I've got many lifelong friends that I'm still friends with today.
Yes.
And I just really like how they're building me and all the other members to be leaders in our community and to really take initiative in everything that we put in front of us.
Now tell me, how do you keep winning? What is your secret? I mean, you don't have to tell it all, okay, because your competition is out there. But something must motivate you to do this. What is it?
Well, I think for me, I'm really all about putting in all of your effort.
Okay.
So whenever I do anything and I set my mind to it, I go all in.
Okay.
So a lot of
people... Watch out, gentlemen, when you come a courting later on, right?
So whenever I set a goal,
yeah.
Let's say it's 2,000 boxes. I get that goal and then I continue past that. So I think that that's definitely one of my biggest skills when it comes to...
Right. So do you knock on doors? Do you go to places out in the community? What do you do to do that?
So I do some door-to-door. I do a lot of family members. And then...
they all see you coming, don't they?
Yes.
Yes, they do.
School is a huge one because those
really?
kids just eat up cookies.
Okay.
So
instead of lunch? Sometimes.
Probably, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And so I put them in my debate teacher's room, and he literally has kids coming in there asking for the cookie girl. They don't even know my name, but they know that I'm the cookie girl.
Yeah, the money's still good though, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah.
And I go to college campuses over spring break,
Do you
so
really?
I work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day of spring break. usually.
Really? Well, now, which college campuses?
Gonzaga, the community colleges.
Eastern? Do you go to Eastern? You haven't yet. Okay,
Right.
yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Where do you get all of this enthusiasm and this can-do attitude? Because it's got to come from somewhere.
Mhm. Well, my parents are definitely a huge influence on a lot of
Yeah.
that, because if they weren't
Really-
behind me, I wouldn't
really
be able to
good
do
people
anything.
too. Yeah, I love both of them. They're great.
And
Your brother's a little,
Yeah.
okay, no. Brothers are that way.
Yes, but he definitely, because he's really successful in his jobs and career right now, that he is also a really big motivation for a lot of the stuff I do. So I think just kind of overall, just my family is really
It's
the
kind of in the
backbone.
DNA.
Yes.
Now, wasn't he on the Chase Youth Commission?
He was a part of it, but
Part
he
of-
wasn't on it.
On it, okay.
Right.
Okay, now you're on the Chase Youth Commission.
Yes.
Another thing that you tick off on your list of activities.
Mhm.
Why the Chase Youth Commission?
Well, since he was involved in it, I kind of got started that way. And the Chase Youth Commission really advocates for youth involvement and recognizing youth. So I think that that's definitely a big thing with that, especially since when I was younger, I would do a lot of great things, but I never really got recognized.
Yeah.
So I always felt bad about that. So now I want to make sure that other kids get the
And honestly, the folks in sports get recognized all the
Mhm.
time. We know that. Sometimes debate, yes. Sometimes the theater arts, yes. But just plain good initiative and studying and getting out there is going to get you in a long way in life. It really will. There are several things going on, and one of them is that businesses and others can sponsor you.
Yes.
How does that work?
So if a business was to want to either buy cookies for their employees or customers,
Okay.
They can do that. And so, or they can put cookies in their products. For instance, Brain Freeze buys some of our Girl Scout cookies to put in their ice cream.
Okay.
And then another one of the bigger ones is through Troop to Troop, which is where we donate cookies to the military.
Okay, how does that work? Because I really like that.
So someone would buy cookies, so they'd give me $5 for a box.
Okay.
And then we tell our council that we had 200 boxes that we want to donate to the military.
Ah, okay.
So then they take their cookies that they have, and then they ship them off to wherever.
Wow, what a nice thing. Do they send along a note, or probably just knowing it is coming from Girl Scouts is,
Definitely.
kind of bringing home to wherever they are around the world.
And I know a lot of troops also write notes and draw
Oh, neat.
pictures to send with them as well.
Now, I've got to ask the million-dollar question. So you're going to win again this year, right?
Well,
That's the intention, right?
Yes.
Okay. And will you let anyone get even close to your number two? To be number two? Well, I mean, how close was number two last time?
I think 4,200 was about, and I was at 5,020.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay, so they got a
fairly
little more
close.
work to do, don't they? Well, are they in this year?
Yes.
Okay.
She's a year younger than me.
Oh, okay. So she's raring to go, isn't she? She's probably watching now for all the writing down all the tips. How can people get in touch with you?
So they can go on my email,
Okay.
mimi.reed@hotmail.com.
Okay.
And they can email me if they want cookies or
Okay.
want to sponsor.
Okay. So what are you going to sell me today?
Well, I got my order form here.
Oh, look at this.
So-
Never go anywhere without the order form, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about that. But in the meantime, one more time, your email address is?
mimi.reed@hotmail.com.
Okay. Thank you very much. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
And thanks. We see so much negative out there with kids these days, and kids. You're a young adult, but young people these days. And it's so nice to see good kids, young adults, get recognized and do great things. So thank you. And thanks for the troop thing, too. I think that's absolutely terrific. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week on Spokane Talks Live.
Spokane Talks Live is produced in Spokane, Washington by Spokane Talks Online LLC, which is solely responsible for its content. To recommend a guest or topic, or to see this program again, please visit our website, SpokaneTalksOnline.com. Spokane Talks Live is brought to you by our friends at Homes for You and Breakthrough Incorporated. Join us next Wednesday, noon, for another nourishing conversation on Spokane Talks Live.